What a finish. What an amazing finish. Obviously, if you're watching this online, apologies. My green screen has given it away. Hashtag spoilers. Hashtag don't care. If you are listening to this in the podcast, well, we won't tell you who's won for about another 60 seconds or so. But to talk about tonight's finale, which was next level insane, and to also, talk about the whole thing of Grandmasters is the usual too. We got the big H man, and we got Bilsy. What's up, boys?
Hey.
Up, bro.
What a finish.
Bro, what a finish.
Oh,
what
man.
a bloody fit. What an ending. What a finish. Just insane. Like, what a tearjerker happy ending, Noah.
Oh, man. That was it was a great day. It was a great after party. It was awesome. Man, so good.
It was I like that. I got a few people messaging me too. The one line, oh well, Brickman, there goes your reputation of being a ice cold judge. I'm like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
and you know what, Henry? I got for those that don't know, me, Henry, and Bills obviously have our own little group chat to get ready for these streams. And if you've seen tonight, you would have saw I got my 3.5 seconds of TV fame, and Bills are right back here. More than Henry got in episode 1. I'm like, yes, I'm milking that.
Oh man, bro,
that was a good
I think the camera flashed to me more than the whole time I was on the show. That last part because I was in the front row. That was great,
bro. Yeah, not even that. How was your reaction to Scotty? Yeah.
Man, they didn't leave it in, but it was pretty funny because I got how everyone was being asked to interview. I don't know if you saw it even, but how everyone was being asked to interview, and they're like, "Oh, what do you think of the build?" and blah 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 like that, right? They grabbed me and Sarah and they go, "What do you think of the builds?" And I said, "Man, that Titan is off the chain," and I'm full animated. And then I said, "I'm so inspired right now," and I said, "I need to put Sarah on my back right now and piggyback her," and I literally piggybacked her, and the producers were pissing themselves. I did that for you, Scott and Owen.
Now, Henry brought this up as well.
Bro, it's you.
Up,
it is you. Hello. It is your name. I'm almost 100% sure.
I thought he said Beyonce.
No.
I swear he said Beyonce as well.
I swear he said Bilsy. I swear he said... Because it was a DJ. It was a DJ.
Yeah, but it was also the halftime Super Bowl show, and Beyonce is one of the best.
No, Bilsy was a DJ, and that's where they got it from. But you got to play it. Play the clip.
All right, I will find it. I will play it.
Exactly, Kev. He said, "Suck it, Bilsy." I'm almost certain he said, "Suck it, Bilsy."
I'm sure.
Well, it's not the once Henry sent that, a few people sent it through to me, and I'm like, nah, I don't know. I don't think so.
I heard Bilsy, Beyonce, and I'm
Beyonce and a DJ. Do you know that DJ, Bilsy?
DJ Chloe? Nah, I've heard of her. I don't know her. I have heard of her, obviously. She's quite good.
As good as Beyonce?
Beyonce's not a DJ, mate.
I know that.
Yeah. I swear he said, "Suck on that, Bilsy. Suck on that, Bilsy," because of the DJ thing.
Right, let's find out. Let's find out together. Hold on. I'm going to change the way the
it's the finale build and we're going through. Got a name mention in the show. I love it.
Shh. Down in front. Down in front.
Grand finale. Hey.
Kill me.
We love you, Lego Masters. Been DJ Chloe and the amazing Hamish. Suck on that, Beyonce.
Yeah, it's Beyonce.
Suck on that, Henry.
I still think you was
Beyonce.
Do you reckon it was Beyonce?
No, of course it was. That was Beyonce.
It was Beyonce, but we'll take the Bilsy.
I heard Bilsy, bro. I'm not going to change my story. I heard Bilsy.
Anyway, what a and how funny, right? How funny was it? when Hamish was trying to give the Titan a low 5. Tripped over the brick there. Trip. Like,
Yeah.
I reckon even that finale, Hamish was at the funniest through the whole
that
season
was-
as well. Like, it was good.
That
So
was
how long before we see Will Arnett do a halftime show?
oh, bro.
He's got everything else.
Mate, definitely a grand finale, grand final, grand finish worthy of Grandmaster. Like, there's no
Bro, it
skipping
is
that, like,
it is the best thing that I've seen on the whole series. It's unbelievable. And you know what? Like, it's what you want. You don't want the series to go backwards. You want the series every single time to get. I think every single time the builds have gotten better in the finale.
Yeah.
You know, it's great.
Man. And you know, we're like you. Let's talk about them. We'll go from, you know, we'll start from the third to the first. Alex and Caleb's line, like, you know, we all know through the season the guys were the underdogs. You know, they're the youngest. They weren't the most experienced. They said themselves, you know, they were learning as they went. And then for them to come out and, you know, do the line with that face and the whole thing with the, you know, they took not the shortcuts, but they did what they had to make it work. You know, they weren't never. Like, you know, they're not going to compete with Joss and Henry and Scotty Nolan, who just take shit to 11. Like, that's just insane what they did. But that line was bloody good. That line was good. You got to give it to them.
Oh, look, the actual line itself, hats off. Where I think, you know, my own personal critique of where it lacked is that if you look at every finale build that's ever won, or, let's say one, right? You have a moment of tension in the build, right? You have something about to happen and there's a level of tension like, oh my God, this is creating this urgency, this tension within me, right? You go back to our build in season 1, Poseidon, we deliberately did that, right? Yeah. Season 2 with Caleb and with Alex and Jackson, you have that, the monster coming out. It's like, wow, something's about to happen. And then David and Gus almost got it. I reckon they almost did it the best, right? Like with that deer and the wolf in the background. It's like that moment of tension about to happen with David and Gus. And then Joss and Henry, it's like the same as Poseidon, this big thing attacking the thing, and there's, you know, it's a moment of tension, right? And that's where, if you don't do that, I don't think you win, in my opinion.
And you know what? Yeah, I mean, you know, depending how hard it was, and there's no way, like, I could not have built a line like that. Definitely not. But, you know, if that lion was about to do something with the animals or have some, I get what you're saying now with the whole right.
Even if you had a mouse dangling it like this, you know, it creates that moment.
See, you know? That would have been cool. Right at that point.
Yeah, that's it. Like, if you have a mouse and he's about to drop it into his mouth, that's a moment of tension. Like, that's what it does, right?
And B-rated, though.
Oh, bro. Who cares?
Great. Grapes are little turtles.
Actually, they did it on The Lion King, so if Disney can do it, anyone can do it.
Touche. And you know, like it looked insane. So Alex and Caleb absolutely nailed it tonight. And as Brickman said, they got better and better and better, especially towards the end. And then to come out with that 28 hours is a long time to bloody build. I think they did really, really, really well.
It's definitely a grand final build. They did well. They did really well. It was good to see them how much they'd grown throughout the series, like you were saying before. And when Caleb back that they used lots of elements or techniques out of previous builds was cool as well.
Yeah. And I do feel bad for them because 2 finales, you know, you're hovering twice and not getting to that winning stage. It's kind of like, you know, you've made it that close twice. It's kind of, I feel for them. So, but you know, when you're up against that, they were up against something.
I'd hate to go up against Joss and Henry or.
Before we talk about that, 2 quick questions in the chat from Primal Freeze. In situations where Hamish is faffing around with the builds, does he get the builders okay to do it first? And is it dramatized on TV or is he causing trouble?
No, I think he just does it. He just does it. He doesn't cause trouble. He just does random shit. And it's like, you know, you just put up with it. Yeah.
You'll notice too that it's usually extra bricks and stuff that he steals or stuffs around with, and he is pretty particular with what he does.
Yeah, no, he's look that high. I assume that whole low 5 thing with Owen and Scotty's one, like he wouldn't have done it if, like, imagine if he did that and the whole thing toppled over or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm thanks. Shout out to Helena too. She's setting the questions out for me she's grabbing from chat. So thanks, Helena. Vinny Vavoom, I think the most important question that needs to be answered is who did Hamish give his half vote to? Good question. That never came
text
out.
Text him, Bilsy.
Yeah, sure. Oh, hold on. Oh, you know what? I don't have his number.
It's in your other phone.
It's in your other phone,
true. It's in the burner. I don't want him annoying me. You know what I mean? Maybe I could text Henry from season 1 to text Sophie to text him.
Yeah, that would work.
Trust me, she's got a burner, bro.
There's as cool as it was. There's no Hamish and Brickman. They're never given up who they vote for. Talking about voting as well, I think Brickman, 100 bricks. It's a bit of a 200 for the crowd, and then 100 for him. Going back to when Fenella voted for our season, they only got 50 each. That's kind of, more of a fair cut.
Was it 50 each?
Yeah. But whatever way it went, it obviously went. Hey, and to be clear, I voted for the Titan when we walked in that room. My brick went into the Titan.
I straight up went the Titan. I remember like just walking straight up and just going, "Yep, bang."
Like we said, the Lion is awesome, and Joss and Henry's build. You stand there for a couple of minutes and you realize the insane polished detail it is. But that Titan just whacks you in the bloody face.
That's the thing, man. Like their build did have tension because I mean the character and the forest spirit thing, whatever you want to call it, it did have that presence, right? But it just, man, I feel bad talking about it, but I think. I think everyone will understand in the context of what I'm doing it, right? Like when Owen and Scotty put the city on the back of the Titan, it was game over almost. Like you could just see everyone's face just go,
"What the?"
Oh man! Like it's just like you could just see it, man. And I don't think I would have been any different. Like it was crazy.
Totally.
Like,
and like you say, you go from that city to putting it on the Titan and comparing it to Joss and Henry's. If it was just the Titan, he wouldn't have won. No way it would have. It was the Titan was insane.
It's pure spectacle. It's a pure spectacle, right? It's just like I remember, and look, we have the luxury of 5 seasons right now, Bilsy, right? I remember in the first season, I remember thinking, I want to build something that nobody's ever seen before, right? And at the time, I did, right?
Sure.
And Kay did, right? And I think Owen and Scotty have done that again. Like you have never, and bro, look, the thing is, Lego's more popular than it's ever been, right? So it's hard to actually come up with something super original that nobody's ever seen or techniques that have never been used. And, people go, oh, wow, I've never seen that. And to do it on TV, like Scotty and Owen did it. They actually did it. Like you were like, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Snowlana just asked the question, did you guys know who built what when you walked in? It wasn't a quick. See, Henry was with them for half the season, so he knew how they built more than I knew. Like, me and Henry walked in together, but it took a minute to try, and you could slowly work out whose was who. But before you even thought about who built what or who was even in the finale, and it didn't really kind of click. It was just Gabby says it as well. The presence that Titan had in that room was bigger than me on a table with Henry on my shoulders. Like you don't realize how big this thing was. Like it was massive, like proper massive. Brent, do we hold hands walking in together too? Yeah. If you watch, Brent, go back and watch and look where I'm standing. I'm literally sniffing Henry's neck through the trophy presentation. I kid you not. I really was.
Don't even talk about the after party, Brent. We'll tell you all about it afterwards offline.
Oh, mate. The after party. We were the last 2 standing, I'm pretty sure, by the way.
Yeah, we were.
with how you just mentioned as well, with Joss and Henry's the forest keeper, or whatever they named it. How do you come up with that? Where does that come from? Like that idea of how you build it, what you built, what parts they use to have the whole story as it developed. Like just to come up with that idea is next level scary and insane. You know what I mean? Like people always ask, oh, what would have you done in the grand final? What would you done in finale build? I'll tell you now, nothing even close to any of those.
I think it was interesting seeing Joss and Henry's building techniques as well, right? Because they have this, like Joss does not build super complicated mechs or anything like that, right? Like you could see from the skeleton that he made, and this is a compliment to Joss, right? Like you can see from the skeleton he made, it was pretty straightforward. Like he had the Technic lift arms and Technic beams fleshed out for the internal skeleton, right? But then he's able to turn that into that amazing creature. You know what I mean? Like I can tell you right now, when I do those big things, like I do not do it like that. Like it's very different approach. And I couldn't do it with his sort of, and he just does it in a way that's efficient with time, elegance. Like it's really, really, it just shows why he's one of the best in the world, if not the country, like.
There's a reason why his stuff's sitting in the Lego house in Denmark.
That's right.
There's no doubt about.
Very talented.
Very, very talented. Another question. The Titan, from Brickspace Pa. The Titan looked massive on telly. How was it in the studio? I think the TV made it look smaller.
Yeah, it's super imposing when you're there, right? Like you're like,
it was massive, like proper. And Henry, like we stood there for a solid 10, 15 minutes during it all.
We just stared at it. We just stared at it like for like 10
trying
minutes
to work out
already.
how they done it. Like we realized, like, now watching it as well, you realize how they built the frame, then they skinned it to change the back and then to have the bracing. Like it was, and like we had them on last night. If anybody missed it, we had them on last night's stream. Just the way Owen explained to us that he made a mechanism to turn another mechanism on.
Yeah,
and like the dude's next level. Like,
dude, and it's like what I don't know if you recall when I said that when we were doing the I think it was Up the Wire or the GBC, one of those two episodes, the technical episodes, right? What I was trying to explain about Owen is that he actually understands machinery, he understands science, he understands engineering and leverage and all those sort of counterbalance, all that sort of stuff, right? He actually understands the real world applications of those concepts, right? He doesn't, and he just applies it to Lego. And it's such an amazing thing to watch, because there's like, you can understand Technic and Lego mechanisms, but Owen just goes, forget about that. I'll just do it my way, and I'll do it like I'll apply it with the real world, right? So he just does all that stuff in real time in the real world, and it's amazing to watch.
Yeah, if you have to make a machine like a pulley machine, you know that a wheel's got to go here with the rope, the wire, and he's just thinking, that kind of looks like that in Lego, and kind of looks like that'll squish into that. Yeah, should be right. So
exactly,
as Ozzy said, science
should be right.
Exactly.
Should be right. Elite G Lego, did they film 3 different endings? They filmed 2. They film 2 every year, man. They always announce the third place, and then they film 2 first position. Yeah. And let's put ourselves back in season 1, and what these boys would have felt now, Henry. Like, and this is what most people don't realize. Yeah, they filmed 2 endings, but you didn't find out until the day of filming, correct?
Oh, the day of airing, yeah.
Day of airing, yeah.
That's right. I literally found out, like, if you talk about when I found out, it was like 11 o'clock the day of.
Yeah.
So you're sitting.
Actually, I do remember, because you rang me at work that morning.
Yeah. It said, "Oh, what?"
Actually, because it's like, yeah, man, I already know. Brickman told me. See you later. But yeah, you've that whole gap of waiting of who's going to win, and then when you win, then it all starts sinking in. It's like, holy shit, I'm one of the best built. Mad. My wife's going to get a new car now. This is amazing.
100%.
But just the way, even the editing tonight was just spot on. perfect. They sold
it wasn't
superfluous
or anything like that. It was really I enjoyed it. This was the first episode that I watched and like just with everything.
well, here's the other thing. So for those in the chat that don't know, we normally get the episodes a week in advance. We literally got tonight's episode 5 minutes before it aired.
That's right.
Like 5 minutes. And you know what, Henry, what I did, I started watching it at the same time as TV and I just fast forwarded all the ads.
Yeah,
so
fast forward it. Yeah.
That's exactly what we did too.
Yeah. Next question. Vector SNC or Vectors NC. Does the taxman get any cut from the winnings? That's a Henry question.
Not in Australia.
You don't.
You don't pay tax on prize money in Australia. In the US, 56%. In Australia,
bloody hell.
Yeah, it's huge in the US. But in Australia,
in Australia, you technically don't, because that's the reason why. I guess I don't know this for a fact, but even when you sign on for these TV shows, you're not technically an employee, or you just that's why you don't get. So when people say, "Oh, do you get paid anything?" and you're like, "No," because that's the reason, right? If you win, it's technically considered earnings from a job because you're employed in that capacity, so it's not genuine, right? So in that case, even if they wanted to pay you, you'd probably have to pay tax, whereas that's why you're not an employee of the production or anything like that. You're just a dude or a dudette or everything in between that is just doing the show.
Yeah, that was a very politically correct answer of you, Henry. I'm very proud of you, my man. Zamango Prince, do you guys have an opinion of who should have won? As we said earlier, we were both there on the finale day, and both our bricks went straight for the Titan, mate. It was nothing but net from the 3-point line. Like, we couldn't have, like, it was just purely from presence and storytelling. It was like, holy shit.
This is the thing. This is the thing, right?
Ritual motion.
Yeah, this is the thing too, right? This is where your idea is important. This is where your idea is actually important, because their idea is actually better than all the other ideas, in my opinion, right? Like, I'm just talking about in the context of the show. Their idea is actually a winning idea, right? Like, even if you drew it, like, you look at the sketches, for example, right? If you look at the sketches, even when you just do the sketches, all three of them side by side, pick the winning sketch. You're picking the Titan. You're picking the Titan every single time, right? So
it's not a bad point,
it's a winning idea, right? Like, unfortunately, the Lion, in my mind, it's just not a winning idea. Joss and Henry's is pretty close. I'm really, if anyone was going to get close to them, it's Joss and Henry, right? Like,
and deserved, right? Every day of the week, yeah. Darren, if you had a choice of doing another season of the Australian one or going on one of the overseas ones, which one would you pick? I'll go first on that one. If anybody ever watched Lego Masters before it was an Australian thing in England, they had a very childlike Lego Master. I'll go to that one because I know I'll go all right.
I'm going on that one with you as my son.
I don't want him to call you daddy.
No. I'll be like, hey, this is my 42-year-old son, Bilsy.
You can call me dudette.
He identifies as an 8-year-old, but he's actually 37.
Far out. All right, next one. Hold on. What did Gabby just say about a laugh? I just missed that. If anyone wants to laugh, they should tune into Scotty and Owen's live cross today to the Today Show at 5 a.m. Perth time tomorrow. I suspect they may go straight from the party to the studio. Oh, they will too. They're going straight from the party to the studio for the Today Show.
100%, man. 100%.
Oh, man. G'day, hey, Tan. How are you, brother? Am I in Sydney? Nah, man. I am. I'm at home on the beautiful Gold Coast. It's not as cold as anywhere else. Snowlaner, how many days were there in between the semi-final and the final for the teams to come up with an idea, knowing that it's always free choice?
I'd say it was about a weekend. It would have been, the last episode would have finished on a Friday or something like that. You would have gone into the week. So you probably had the weekend.
But you've also got to think too, even for us, even for me and Kale, everybody's always thinking about what do we build if we make it to the finals. Everybody was. You know what I mean? It's always that in the back of your mind. You're not deciding, after episode 13 going into 14 what you're going to build. You're going to have some sort of and you're going to play to your strength. You know what I mean? Like, you did with your Poseidon, and obviously Scotty and Owen went next level nuts tonight. So, hey, Ten, seen a photo of me today with all the LMs. Oh, yeah, we took that. We all went down for the filming for the finale.
For those of you who don't know, that was the after party to end all after parties. That was unreal. I mean, look, Owen and Scotty's one is probably going to be off the chain tonight, but like that was the funnest event we've had in ages. Like almost every single Lego Master was there. Cade was there. Like it was really, really fun. And I've got the photos to blackmail Bilsy.
Man, I've got the photos to make you some money on OnlyFans. Same. Minute Flag. Do they reveal the actual voting numbers at any point, or is it all smoke and mirrors? I don't think it's smoke and mirrors. He doesn't reveal the count, although I feel that it doesn't matter what happens in the public. Brickman is still gonna pick his usual way he's going to pick, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know. Henry?
Yeah, man. Like, look, Brickman's the judge for a reason, right?
For sure. You know what? Let's this that's just not just Lego Masters, man. It's every competition /show /judging thing in the world. No one's going to agree with everybody. But it also, hands down, we voted for the Titan. The boys won. Happy days, whatever. If you're getting a room full of 200 kids and maybe 30 adults, and you put a line that's got a little bit of play and movement, the kids are automatically going to gravitate. So, are you building for Lego or are you building for a crowd as well? So it's kind of that Brickman brings that balance back.
100%. And the thing is, you got to remember what actually looks like. So 200 odd people on this season, or, whatever. Like, I know they don't have public judging on all seasons because of COVID and whatnot, but you got to remember, there are 200 people that'll see that build live and have an opinion on it, right? There'll be 1 million to 2 million people that see it on TV, and they'll have their own opinion, right? So you got to think what looks good on TV as well. Like when it's like it's night and day what you see in real life and what you see on TV, right? Like the TV can make the most dog shit builds on any season look amazing because they'll zoom in on one little thing, they'll get the right angle, and it just looks fine, right? And that includes our builds on both seasons that I've done, right? Like, there's been builds where we've just gone, oh, that's a bit average, but they gloss over the details, and and that's what they do. That's their job.
And they do it bloody well. And tonight was that example of that.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely nailed it. There is a question. When was the last episode filmed? Well, I've got this photo in my phone from the 9th of December. So I think that was
right at the end. That was right at the end.
Was it? I don't remember that photo.
You got to send me that. Send me that photo.
Oh, I've got no credit. I did find. I found Alex's drawing of me.
Oh, the napkin drawing.
Oh wow! Yeah. Show mine.
Do I have yours?
Oh
no, you'll get Alex cancelled. Don't do it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've only got. I think I've got a photo of her drawing yours, but I don't actually have yours. So 9th of December it was down there, and there was a lot of Lego Masters down there. Look, Tim and Danny, like there was a lot. That you didn't even see on TV tonight. It was a good big party night.
What about the big photo? Do you have the big photo? Do you want me to send you the big photo?
Got the big photo. I just don't have it to share on the screen. It's just on my phone.
Okay. Do you want me to put it on the stream? Oh yeah, you can see it. There you go.
Yeah. Happy days. Hold on. Let me blow it up.
Zimango Prince asks, how do you get to go to the finale? Don't partner with Henry.
Ouch.
There was definitely a lot of people there.
Bilsy, you would choose me over Bilsy every single day of the week.
Fucking A, bro.
Let's keep going to questions. Conan Doodle, would they have practiced the build at home prior so they continue to hit the ground running? Yes and no, man. It'd be more you pick what you're good at and evolve that. Like your strength, you go with your strength and build on that strength. Like, for those that don't know, Henry has built a next level Gundam, and it's like taller than his kids. It's massive. Actually, you know what? That Gundam would almost compete with Titan. But, you look at Poseidon, Henry knows, and he's good at that kind of a big, massive build, Cade knows how to build a dinghy or two, so he built a nice ship. It's cute.
I practiced the skeleton of that Poseidon about 18 times before I did it. So I knew. You got to. Like, you're mad if you don't. You're mad if you don't.
Yeah. Zamengo, how do they... I don't know how you get the finale. That one's answered. Assuming you've been a student audience. I think the other crowds were pretty much like... It was all family or...
Family of the camera people and the crew.
Yeah. Non-Lego question. What's that prime behind Henry? It's a very expensive collector's edition box.
No, that's it's known as Masterpiece. It's known as MP1. It's like super hard to get, and it's been opened and played with by all three of my kids, so it's absolutely thrashed, but it's still in pretty good condition. I'll put it back in the box.
Like I said, very expensive, rare Transformer. Andy's something Garfield. Is that how it says? Hi, Henry.
Hi, Andy.
It's Sophie Monk in disguise. Next level. The Gundam will be at Brick Built. Yes. 3 weeks? Are we 3 weeks away? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
3 weeks. I'm knee deep in building the hangar for it at the moment, and I'm hating life.
If you do come to Brick Built, people, I'll be there holding the phone to take photos of people with Henry, just so you know. $5 each.
Yep.
Henry will pay you to take a photo of me. But make sure you introduce yourself and say hi to Henry, and that you know him from Bilsy's stream, not from Lego Masters.
I love you on Bilsy's stream, man.
What did you say about my being diverse? Point Dexter, do we know why they don't provide a breakdown of the scores? No, we don't. It's their TV show. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
For the Grand Brick, I have a theory that it was wide to the glove, hence why they always did a cut when passing it over. We'll have to ask Geordie. He was the one that made it. Geordie works for Like My Bricks.
It's probably a good theory.
Yeah, great theory. This one's a good one, throwing it all the way back. How many stages, and I've been asked this a few times, I'm sure you would have, Henry. And Bilsy, you've been a part of this. How many stages are there in the cast selecting process? Henry didn't get any. Diversity, front door.
Straight away, box ticked. See you later.
3.
What was it, bro? I think it was different. I think season 1 is very, very different to the others because, man, like Bilsy, I don't know what it was like for you. Why don't you tell your story first, and then I'll go next.
So my original partner, Joe, is a really good photographer, especially a minifig photographer. He's slowed down a bit on it now, but he was at a stage, man, he's using magic, smoke, and dust and themes, and did all like the minifig stories, really good stuff. So we actually filmed us Wiggly Eyebrow Man. Thanks for the follow. If you're watching on Twitch as well, you're not following, get onto that. We did a video of us building some Lego, setting up a photo shoot and taking a photo, and then we kind of got called into Brisbane. Thanks, Dexter. And when we're in Brisbane, they literally set up, and this is where you would have had your first entrance as well after your video. They set up tables with literally boxes of classics, saying you have a couple of hours to build. Build a sphere, build a ball, a sphere, and put it in a story. And me and Joe, my original partner, we built a pinball table.
Yeah, man. But was your casting full? Was there heaps of interest? Like, was there everyone at QLug going, oh, man?
No. There was,
I want to say it's the same.
Yeah, no, there was maybe eight teams to go against.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
10. Yeah. And I know a few of the people that, now being in the Lego world, and they have been, in Lego clubs. There was a couple. But when we did the one-on-one interview, I mean, I don't know, because you build wherever you build and you go in that room and you had to have the chat with the producers.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think mine was DMAC. So we ended up laughing in tears and stitches. And I think it was our humor that got me through, not the building part of it. I think it was the humor.
I want to say it was very similar for me. Like I nobody was really interested in going on. I have to thank my wife for pushing me to go on, because like I actually said, like I'm not going to do it. I think 2 or 3 times, and then my wife was like, "You'll regret it if you don't go on there." And it was just by necessity. We had our 3rd kid. She was on maternity leave. She said, "If you want to do another season," this is before this season, but she goes, "If you want to do season 2 or 3 because you like season 1," she goes, "Forget it. Logistically, we won't be able to do it." And I agreed. And so I just said, "No regrets. Let's do it." Went on there. I actually had another partner. God bless him. He wasn't able to come on for the reasons from the show. And then they partnered me up with Cade, and the rest was history. That was it.
Good history.
Yeah. And so it was really weird. Like they there was hardly anyone that wanted to do it. Like, to be honest, like, this is a bit of inside info. I hadn't even, like, I was literally at the point where I hadn't even signed my contract when we had our first contestant briefing, Bilsy.
Yeah, wow.
Like, you know, when we had our first one, we all met.
In Melbourne.
In Melbourne. I was in Melbourne and I hadn't even signed the contract yet. And they were full nervous that I was going to pull out
wow.
At the last minute. And then, like, they literally brought my deed right there and said, you know, "Dude, you got to sign it now. You're here now."
No, man, I gave him my signature, my credit card, my address. Take me.
Your
soul.
I'm not here Signed it in blood.
You look how good that worked out for me. Let's go back to the questions. Zemango, this is a really stupid question, but did Geordie actually create the green brick? It wasn't really hot, was it? You answered your own question. No, dude, it was just a trans brick with a light in it, man. How come Joss and Henry were allowed to use light in their build? Lego don't make any genuine light kits. Well, I mean, they'll use light the whole season.
Yeah, they do. They make the powered up train lights.
Yeah.
I think Joss and Henry used the old school, with
the wire.
Technic,
and
with the wires, the 2 Technic headlights. Technic makes the lights, dude. They do.
Yeah. So yeah, Technic do make minimal lights, not many, but
it's literally 2 lights on a string. They use them commonly because they power off a powered up box, and they're commonly used for train headlights.
Yeah, I've got.
They're super bright and powerful too, right?
They are super bright, and if you look at the builds that they use them on, it's always for eyes or something like that, because there is 2. You can't select between them.
Yeah, I literally use the same ones in Poseidon's eyes. If you look, Poseidon's eyes are glowing. That's exactly what I used.
Glenn, season 1, I sat back and watched. Season 2, I auditioned. It was a couple of hours of fun building with someone else's Lego. Yeah, for sure. You know, you put you dip your toe in the water, you see how it goes, and you get a little bit of the experience on what everyone else went through. I took one of the suitcases home. It's now in bulk in one of my cupboards. Thanks, Kale. What else is that one? It was filmed. Oh yeah, so the first 2 in Melbourne, and then the last 3 were in Sydney, or the first 3 in Melbourne, then 2 in Sydney.
No. Last 2 were in Sydney. Yeah. First 3 were in Melbourne, last 2 in Sydney.
COVID hiccuped speed up to that one. I feel we've got a lot of new listeners tonight because we're getting a lot of questions we've never, like a repeat.
Yeah, a lot of names we haven't met before.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people joining in tonight as well. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do the contestants get breaks during the builds? Actually, here's one for you, Henry. You got 28 hours as well for your build?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
How was that?
Yeah, 20. What did you do for the other 20?
How was the 28 film broken down? Was that 3 builds?
That's what I was going to ask you.
What's that?
How was the 28 hours broken down? Was that into 3 separate builds or 4?
I think it was 4 days. 4 days.
Okay.
4 days. It was almost a week. It was almost a week.
Yeah, wow.
It's 4 days of work and a day of just filming.
Yeah.
Stu, good on you, mate. You have been around a while, mate. You're a lurcher. I love it. Where are we going? Where's my questions? Do the contestants get breaks? We just done that one. Yeah, they always get breaks. Henry, were you in any lugs before you joined Lego Masters? Oh, it's from Lukey.
Yeah, I was in Sidlug before I went on Lego Masters, but I was pretty new to Sidlug. I was pretty new to Lego. I wasn't like a long term Lego person. I'd probably just been doing it for maybe 2 years at the time that I went on Lego Masters. Maybe
is that
3.
all? 2 years?
Yeah. It was.
Man, even I heard of you before Lego Masters. Surely it was longer than 2 years.
I want to say it was maybe 2 to 3 years. Like honestly, like because I mean I was pretty I posted a lot on Ozlug and Instagram and all that. But like that was
Was I think the Sentinel was the first thing I ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first Sentinel was the first one that was got me a lot of coverage. But
with tonight's build as well, like being that Grandmasters finale, like you said, it needed to get there. When you actually look at we'll go Scotty and Owen's build. You put that against the winners of the past 4 seasons, and even then, it's double the width, double the height, double the brick, double the store. It's like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't just win this season. Like that thing has just literally wiped the floor of every build of every season.
100%, man, 100%. But I think it's important to show how you don't get here without everything in leading up to it, right? Like every single, like, man, Bilsy, our season, we had no specialized pieces. Like the brick pit, you are spoilt for choice now. Like honestly, we used to bag out the brick pit like something fierce on the first season because there was they used to have things like the left side of a wedge plate and no right side. So even if you wanted to do an aeroplane, for example, you'd only have the left wedge and no right wedge, and then you'd tell the art department, "Where's the other half?" And they'd be like, "Just use what's there." And you're like,
and then season episode 7 or 6 or 7, they find 10 other plastic bags full of all the other halves.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh yeah, wow, this is the other half of that piece." And then
so this is what that is.
Yeah, and then I remember even after season 1, the art department, they said, what would be good to get in there, and Kate and I gave them a whole inventory of things saying, get this, and I'm sure every season does it afterwards, and then and then Dave Holder came along, and then you've actually got someone who understands Lego working in that department, and now,
you know what? Shout out for Dave and the crew and everyone behind them scenes. Like it's a chunky production to get that out, and what happens. Taking away the finale, Dave and his team obviously worked their balls off to get all the challenges through and up to this point. And that rolls me into Stu Bricks just said, it's kind of intimidating for future seasons. 100% it's intimidating, mate. You've
just seen the best of the best. Yeah, man. You've seen the best of the best just go at it, right? Like, what are you going to do for season 6? But, sorry, Bilsy. Just going back to your point. Yeah, man. Just going back to your point before, on season 1, remember when we used to ask for a piece or say, hey, can I get more of this? What did they used to tell us?
Don't know.
Yeah, well, they used to just say, look, keep going.
Oh, yeah.
All that sort of stuff, right? In season 5, you would ask for a piece, 3 people would go look for it and bring it back to you. You were spoiled. You know what I mean? They might not. We might have ran out because,
but it was there.
But, if it was there, they would genuinely try to get it for you. And I'm talking you'd describe the piece and say, I want this piece that goes with this thing, and it looks like this. And they'd take a photo of it, and they'd go run and try to get it, So,
to add to that, if you remember all the way back, season 1, episode 1, I built that, now I look at it, that very, very ugly ship that Kale tried to rebuild. Remember, he didn't want it. I had to try to rebuild it.
Yeah.
If you go look at that, I think one of the reasons he didn't like it was because it was all right-sized wedge plates. Didn't look right.
Then you wouldn't have had anything else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where the people, at the time, because the show was so new, they didn't understand.
No.
I think it's safe for me to reveal some of the behind-the-scenes stuff now. Kate and I literally brought about $500 worth of our own stuff to that finale build. We were allowed to. It's not like we weren't allowed to, but like,
shout out to Paco.
Shout out to Paco. That's a funny story, right? Like all those Spartans, you'll see that all those Spartans. There's never Spartans on the wall. We bought them all, right? And then
here's a question for you. Then where are they now?
Oh, stolen. It's all gone. Right? We never got anything back. But the funny thing was, I remember landing at Melbourne Airport. I remember saying, "Okay, we got to get these Spartans, and we got to get them fast. How do we get them?" And I remember Paco, who's a bricklink seller, so Aussie Brickster, anyone who's watching, give him a hit up. He literally, I said, man, I'm landing at Melbourne, and I couldn't tell him I was on Lego Masters either, right? So we were like, dude, I need 25 Spartans, whatever. I ordered it on Bricklink, and I said, man, but I need pickup. And I said, I'm heading to Melbourne on Saturday afternoon, and I need it. I need it. And he was like, I'll meet you at the McDonald's. I get into a taxi, go into the taxi, say, hey, man, I just got to pick up a package at the McDonald's near the airport. And the taxi driver's looking at me like full sus, like, what? And then I go into McDonald's, pick up the parcel, and he goes, you pick up drugs? And I was like, nah, man, it's Lego. And then he literally looked at me, and he goes, it's okay if it's drugs. I usually pick up a lot of stuff. And I was like, no, man. And I opened up the parcel, I showed him, and he started laughing his head off.
Oh, imagine that. He's now got his own story about telling all these people that, there was this time, mate, I swear, it was dodgy. It was late at night. We went at these Maccas in this brown paper bag, and the bloke opens up. It's like kids' Lego.
It probably sounds like drugs too. You shake it, right? And it's just like, yeah.
I don't know what drugs sound like, man. Sorry.
And it fully was like, Paco gets out of his car. I go, hey, thanks, man. Yep, handshake. Yep, thanks. Come back to the car. Oh, that's a funny story.
Cinderella Rocker says that he doesn't have the store anymore.
Really? I haven't ordered from him in a while, but yeah. No, that's sad.
Snowlander said Snowlander, she was sorting trans clear 1 by 2 bricks at the lug meeting last weekend, and it was like it's with scales. What is it? Heisenberg.
Yes.
Drugs are cheaper than Lego. Very true.
And less addictive.
No, I don't know about that. Glenn's got a store too. Glenn Davies has a Bricklink store. Someone just mentioned too. So shout out to Glenn. Anyone's got a Bricklink store. You guys make
your names in the chat.
Yeah,
you guys are the ones that make us. Actually, I can't even remember the name of the store, but I dropped a couple of $100 the other night on medium tiles.
I've been looking. Papa Bricks has been looking after me on the Gold Coast. I don't know his actual.
He's in the next suburb to us. Papa Bricks.
Yeah, Papa Bricks. He's been looking after me big time. He's awesome. Yeah.
I hate Tan. How can we forget Luke? The one that's been with us
I bought from Haytan before. Yeah.
Oh, Haytan has 25% off store wide till tomorrow. Jump on that.
There you go. Zamango, did you guys make friends with other contestants? Mate, me and Henry met. We're all welcome. And me and Henry have stayed close, like obviously the most. But if you look on my Instagram today, I put up a post of everyone that was down there at the finale. It kind of forces you into this weird nerd family, but everyone loves each other. There's no hate.
You literally meet people. Like I always say, I met people that I would never meet in my usual day-to-day lives. It's not like the circle of people that I usually meet. It's been great. Like, there's probably one or two people I go, I could do without them.
I mean, I don't know how I would have ever met some people, but it's true though. And even now, season 5, and we're extra lucky in the sense where we've got the stream. The guys come and they can relate to us now because we've got the stream and the guys.
Not you, Gabby. Not you, Gabby. Not you. You're Australia's darling. You are one of my favorite people on season 5, Gabby.
He says that to everyone. Gabby. Don't listen to him. He says it to everyone. Don't listen to him. Let's get a couple of questions they're lining up now. Henry, what final build would have you done with Sarah if you had made it? Did you talk about what you're going to do if you made it?
We talked about it. Probably sounds a bit silly talking about it. It's got eliminated so early, but I definitely wanted to do. I definitely wanted to do a like a big mech like the Gundam, and but like sort of incorporate what Sarah could bring to it, and we were talking about making it like mech teddy bears and stuff like that. Yeah,
mech, that's freaky, but I like it.
Yeah,
And it's never too early to talk about finale build, man. If anything, it gets you hyped.
Yeah.
Get you hyped.
Well, you have to. I don't go into for anything less than try to win it, right? I'm a very competitive person, even though I'm pretty chill, but I'm super competitive.
I just wanted the clout. What fun? Wait, what are you talking about? If I got a final build chat, it was like, we're building me. Yeah, mate, there's no way around I get a choice of what we're building.
Bilsy, what would you have built?
I don't know. There's so many different things I'd build, like on that sort of scale. I don't know what I'd build for a final build, to be honest. Couldn't tell you.
Fair enough. Hey, Tan, I found it interesting how many names and faces you don't know when it airs. I expected names that are known in lugs, etc. I don't know what you're saying. You mean like?
Oh, he may be saying there more lug people in the show.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
I think the producers steer clear of that. Like season 1, cool. There would have been a few people in the lug, like Cade's in a lug, I'm in a lug, Bilsy's in a lug, Rodman's in a lug, I'm pretty sure.
Kale.
But then season 2 comes along, and I think they deliberately steer clear of a few,
Definitely.
They realize all the lug people are a bit.
They realized they didn't want proper hardcore nerds. They wanted TV, good looking, friendly, relatable type.
That's right.
People.
Like Caleb and Alex aren't in a lug, So they were in the finale of this year. So it's like
last year,
and
they went from looking for lugs for looking for diversity.
Yeah, Caleb will be the host next year for all we know. So,
hands down. If he's not, I'll be disappointed.
Bro, can you go because he emulates Brickman with his poses. It's hilarious. I always tease him, and
that was in season 4 mainly, wasn't it? I have seen that. I have seen the thing. Question for Bilsy: was it ever somewhat frustrating to build with Kale? Yes. Next question. Minute Flag. How extensive is after brief where producers tell you what you can and can't do? Were they usually quite strict, or did you have a good amount of freedom? Our season first up, open door. Almost build
just
what you
no
want.
license, just no license stuff.
Yeah, you couldn't rip off a brand. But take Maddie and Jimmy's movie build, for example. They built The Exorcist. They literally built The Exorcist. Like that's religious, politically incorrect, graphic, all in one. Guarantee come to season 5, they're going to build The Exorcist? Don't think so.
Yeah.
Tighter now than it was. For sure. And I think, I don't know, we asked you, Henry, did you ever get told not to build an idea?
No.
Yeah. I mean, because kind of you knew what was the limits as well. You knew not to push the envelope.
Yeah, our challenges were very I think we got imagine you're planning a show, it gets harder and harder, the challenges, right? Or not even harder and harder. It just gets weirder and weirder, in my opinion.
Without repeating.
Without repeating, right? So I think season 1, we got a really good mix of challenges because we got the best ones. because there was nothing to repeat, they're all fresh. So,
Well, okay, here's a question. Put your producer hat on, right? And you've been in 47 versions of Lego Masters now. You're all over. Everyone knows who you are.
I'm actually in Lego Masters Singapore as well, bro. And China. I'm the judge in the Lego Masters China one. Lego Masters Vietnam, special guest judge as well. Lego Masters Taiwan. The Laotian version of Lego Masters, all Asian. I've got Asian shown up.
Please get all your family reunions, don't you?
Get us cancelled and tell us how do you tell the difference between the 2, 3, 4.
Lego Masters Laos, bro.
I heard you the Dave Holder of that one. He's the Dave Holder. He's the challenge producer that decided this version is a ping pong ball special. 100%.
Lego Masters Bangkok.
But and it's not even in Thailand. Now the question I was really going to ask you was next season 6, how or what would you do as a challenge? How do they tackle season 6?
I think they just
invented.
But
Or even chat.
Do you?
You know,
Do you?
Yeah,
Really?
You have to.
But
you have to.
no, look, let me ask you this, right? And viewers in the chat interested to hear what you guys say, right? Like, this was just like any other season. It's just that you knew us. Really? Like,
true, but everything was bigger. Everything was epic scale.
We were more experienced.
look at Brent. What a legend. Are you just fishing for ideas to give Dave Holder? No, Dave Holder paid us to ask that question.
I think the challenges have become super weird, though. Like, anything that involves a lot of physicality, like building upside down, it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, I will say that. Like, that is my least favorite challenge because you don't get good Lego builds that way. You just don't. Like, everyone, when you have to do something so physical, like if you're building upside down and all that sort of stuff, nobody does that. None of us do it at home. Like, so
maybe they need to revisit classic challenges like the bridge challenge or the was it season 2 or 3 where they did the 3D artwork out of the wall? That was I'd love to do that challenge.
Yeah, I think it needs. You're right. It does need a bit of a reset, but I feel like this was just like any other season, except you knew us and everyone was really experienced.
So maybe even going for another 8 teams of novice, or not even novice, just fresh faces, will automatically be a reset.
Fresh faces, but I think a reset's needed, and I think that what they need to do is stop so much of the challenges and do an ongoing build. It'd be great to see a build evolve over 10 episodes rather than a new build each week. Sort of like a big mock, or like the block you watch from start to finish.
I would love a special. I would love a special where they get me and Cade, Jackson and Alex, David and Gus, Joss and Henry, Owen and Scotty, just a one-shot episode special. Just like, and just do maybe film over a week, just go finale builds or something like that. Like, just boom. That would be the funnest thing.
Hold on. D-Max ringing. He wants credit. He wants to take
you.
2023 Christmas special. There we go. You heard it here first. But
then they'd be like, oh my God, that's a sausage fest and a half. No, they won't do that.
Okay, so then you go the opposite. You go Marielle and Caitlin, Cheap Jokes and Crystal, or the first eliminated ones, and then see how that goes.
Wait, I'm going to send you a picture of I've been briefed that they've got the next one. Stand by. I'll find.
Am I allowed to? Am I?
Yeah,
actually? Yeah. Should I share this?
Should you? Yeah, that's the question.
We know you're him. While Henry does that, there's a few questions we'll go through really quickly. Yes. Victor, is Hamish as crazy off camera and behind the scenes as he is on camera? 100%. He is what you see, what you get. And as for going all the way back 5 years to season 1, best part about it, Hamish came out to the pub and hung out with us and talked to us more than now. Doesn't do that now. Doesn't do it anymore. If you could choose any season to be in, including your own, which would you choose? Again, season 1, always OG. Always keep the OG real. You got to be the original. Everyone remembers original. It's the best. It's the newest. It's the freshest, Then you start, if you're not in this first season, you're always going to be compared to the first season.
That's right.
Why wasn't Cade your partner on Grandmasters, Henry? And also, why wasn't Alex and Jackson on it?
Cade wasn't available. It's a big commitment for almost 3 months, and Cade's he's got his own company, video game studio. So unfortunately, I know I had his blessing to go on without him. He was really disappointed that we couldn't do it together and make it work. But he didn't want to stop me from doing it, so he encouraged me to do it as well. And the show paired me and Sarah up together. So
that's how it works. Alex and Jackson, I think we're in the same sort of boat. Too big of a commitment, because it is. It's 3 months, and
they've got their relics exhibition, which is
relics
thing
is insane. Right? Henry, that's funny. I'll show it.
So you guys, you've heard it here first on the Bilsy Show. What season 6 is going to look like?
Uh-oh.
Far out. That's not season 6. That's Lego Masters. That's your Vietnam mixed, diverse. Lego far out. Far out.
Wow.
You know, not photoshopped. Promised. Asian All Stars. There you go. They show you how to build Lego while doing maths. Bang.
Yeah, bro. You have to solve the challenge. The challenge today is we're going to solve this calculus problem using only 2x4 bricks. Here we go.
Hold on, Snowlana Henry. I liked your sass thing you posted today, Dark Henry and White Henry.
Yeah, that was funny.
I didn't see that.
Oh,
I've had that for a little bit.
Oh, is that the thing that you from the old you had in the chat a while ago?
You're doing all that. Yeah,
I love that Dark Henry was Taylor Lautner. It was just perfect.
All right, let's share it again. All right, I'm gonna open new tab.
I'll preface this now. I was not mean to Kale. Kale actually picked his own profile picture. That was not me being mean.
Dark Henry. Sarah from Audi. Yes. Yes. The guy from Up. Should have had AKA Andrew. That is even funnier that Kale picked it because it is a miniature version of him. That's amazing. Right. Kitty Flanagan.
I originally had a piece of lettuce or a piece of kale as his photo, and he said, no, change it to this, and he sent me that photo.
That's brilliant. Train guy, L. David, file photo, child actor. Oh, Jesus. Brilliant. There you go. Next year's fitness show. Bang. Better than the summit.
Very good. Very good.
Where's my chats? Hold on, I closed the wrong window. Brent. Oh, hold on. Matt. Why didn't Bilsy make it to the Grand Masters? Oh, that's my cousin. EAD, mate. EAD. No, because I wasn't asked. Simple. We don't know. No one. I don't know. They don't know. I didn't say no. I actually did the opposite. I begged them to get me on. Brent, they need a palate cleanser to do a series of Lego Masters juniors, then go back to adults. I heard. I don't know who it was from. Someone from behind the scenes said they'll never, ever, ever do a child Lego Masters.
No,
it's really like you think. In theory, it sounds like a cool concept. Most kids could not palette building Lego for 10 hours. Like you're probably going to get kids that are really, really just.
No, you know what you need? You need Lego Masters like dance mums, but Lego mums. You know, you get the dance mums that are that. You know, you're not doing it right. You know, you yell from the side of the thing. Get your kids building Lego.
I've done a few kids workshops, and man, I'll tell one funny story about it. I think I've told you, Bilsy. It's hilarious. Like I was at the Australian Museum doing like a little Lego Masters challenge, right? So this is what you'll get. I'm going to say his ethnicity because it's just funnier when you know what, like you can picture it in your head, right? So this little Korean kid, right? I say, you know, you got to make a build with a minifig, tell a story, right? And he literally rips apart this minifigure, takes his arms and legs off, heads off, body off, and he builds a crucifix, and he actually chains it up and puts it on there, and he's like. And then I'm getting everyone up to tell their story. Like, you know, what's your story? And then he comes up and he's like, I want to tell my story. He's like, dude, see it. Nah, keep going. Pass. Like that. That's the sort of shit you'll get if you get kids on Lego Masters. They'll just do random stuff that is like
real.
Because they're real. They got no filter. Right?
Yeah, but yeah, how do you handle that on a TV?
And their builds will be shit. Their builds will be mega shit as well. You think a kid's going to build what Owen and Scotty built? You think 1.5 million viewers are going to tune in for that shit? No way.
I was telling you this story, right? This story's like, oh, you know, the builds, the kids are too real. And you know, you don't want to build on this because they're going to tell you this story and then it might be bad on this. And then just, you finally got to the end. It's because their builds are going to be shit, mate. That block, no, that's not a unicorn. It's a 2x4. Wake up.
Are you honest when your kids bring home artwork and go, Daddy, look? Or do you just say,
Oh, yeah. See, behind the scenes, I'm telling my wife, I'm like,
it's shit, mate.
I could have drawn it better than that. Could have drawn it better than that. Man, what about, like, can you imagine, mate, Brickman won't be the one crying on the show. Can you imagine Brickman judging them? The kids will be the ones that are crying.
So if kids are out, pets, Lego Masters pets, there you go, 2024.
Oh, yeah. Now, you know what we should do? They should get balloons and do a show with balloons.
Oh, how good was the Stab at the Balloon show? Blow up or something?
Bro.
Maybe a Lego Ideas, Lego Masters mashup. Come up with a concept for a Lego set. Fan vote winner gets a set made. I guarantee there is a good chunk of handful of Lego designers that watch every Lego Masters for not so much to rip off an idea, but for I didn't think of it that way. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way it rolls. And to not even say that, look at I won't say names, but there has been Lego Masters that are now working in Denmark.
That's right.
Like not just Australian, US Lego Masters as well.
You say Lego Masters that were children. Sorry.
Oh. Why do you go there?
Oh man.
But yeah, Boone, like Stanley said, Boone's over there now. He's milking it and being I don't know
Aaron
exactly
Newman,
what he's
Aaron Newman from the American season 1 as well.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you'll soon see an Australian Lego Master pop up very shortly, living in and designing in Denmark. But we won't say who it is until he openly puts it out there. But yeah, there'll be one. Henry, when do you pack up and leave?
Or two.
Oh, bro, I'm going to oversee all the Lego factories in China. Make sure that they're hitting their quotas. That's my job, bro.
I love that you keep it real.
The supply chain, the supply chain issues, mate. When I start there, you're not going to have that problem, bro. I'm putting everyone in there, all my family, my contacts, everyone will be working in the factory, bro. It's be done.
Snowlane is like, so it's a he. Well, did any woman ever win Lego Masters, mate?
Bro,
there you go. There's another hint.
Here's a concept. There's the next concept. All female Lego Masters.
I don't see. They should do like some sort of female special and just see what comes out and how they look at different briefs and stuff. It'd be a different idea for sure.
Australian Idol ratings will fucking love it.
Snowlana, and you literally just lost 6 viewers. Actually, I think I did literally just watch it drop 6 viewers.
No, I'm genuine. I'm serious. Like, do it.
It would work.
It wouldn't rate.
It wouldn't rate. Depends.
It'd be great for us to talk about.
It depends who the 16 females or Bills are.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, they're doing it. It's sports stars and radio stars. So yeah, no one's going to watch.
Bro.
Lego Bachelor. There you go.
You're in, Jason.
Jason's in. There you go.
Lego Bachelor.
Yeah, Snowlana can build mosaics, and then there's your first, your first episode done, and then the next one we'll show you what a minifig is, and you can build something around that. And
Oh, Snowlana, the mosaics, the finger painting of Lego.
Oh, yes. That needs to be your title brick, Snowlana. Finger painter, for sure.
Lego finger painter.
I wasn't allowed to.
If they select better outfits from Kmart, the girls might have a chance. Well, you got a point there, Claire. You've got a point.
They're pretty
the boys are designed from Lowe's. The girls are definitely dressed out of Kmart.
No, you know what? No, like girls, this is super generalizing, but man, girls, like, their clothes are cheaper. They can buy clothes from anywhere and look good in them. Like, man, I reckon guys can't pull off Kmart stuff. It looks shit. Girls look great in it.
Snowlana, do you know what is on your name for brick built, Henry? Bilsy picked it. Yes. Hopefully she did go with that one.
Will it be pleasant? It'll be a very pleasant surprise, will it?
Yeah, you'll be. I'm pretty sure I told her to put Bilsy's bitch. I'm pretty positive that I made her put Bilsy's bitch.
Yeah, right.
And can you make me one that says Henry's photographer? And I'll give it to Marielle. What else is in the chat?
Oh, we've opened up. We've unleashed Pandora's box talking about women's and men's clothing.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Please. Go watch the royal coronation. That's the real closing. That's all the real closing. So now, Bear, got it all. It says finger painter of Lego. Lego finger paint. Just finger painter. Don't put Lego in there. Just put finger painter.
Cinderella rocker. You know what the thing is? You have to buy. If you buy your own outfits, it's expensive. If you go on Lego Masters, they ask for 14 outfits up front. Like, because if you potentially are in 14 episodes, and so you literally have to buy pants, shirt, potentially multiple pairs of trousers, and like shoes, everything, right? So yeah.
Unless you're built like me, you got to bring your own clothes. Just saying. How fun is this? I just got a pop-up notice saying that your video is now blocked in Russia.
Oh.
Bro, as long as it's not blocked in Asia, we're fine.
Nah, bro, we're number one. We're number one.
It's called the Henry Show in Asia, bro, not the Bilsy Show.
Henry Show.
Henry Show featuring two. Henry Show featuring two Caucasians. You put the cock in Caucasian, bro.
Oh, come on. We must be past our hour. We must be past our hour deadline. If Henry's starting to turn into Friday night already.
Yeah, I know.
But let's start talking about what is for here. So Grandmasters is done. Scotty and Owen have promised us that they are going to come back, and we will literally dedicate a full show on their build for 10 minutes, but then for the rest of the 50 minutes, their after party.
Yep.
And we know it's going to be insane. Lego Masters in Perth will be finished there. Thanks, Cinderella Rocker, in 40 minutes. So they are in the thick of it at the moment, watching themselves. Probably, get ready, go nuts. Go and add the boys on Instagram. Don't spoil it for the world, but that just sucks to be living in Perth. Too bad for them. Yeah. For us here on our show, we'll be back again Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays from now on. Now, definitely Henry will be with us every Monday. Me and Bill are the Wednesday, Friday through the week. Next Monday, we're going to literally bitch, whinge, and moan about Lego ideas. There's 70-something Lego ideas, and we are going to town on 75 of them. I'm telling you now. 2 or 3 are amazing. 20 of them are buildings, Henry's favorites. And we'll see how we go from there. And then for everybody in the chat, we will open up slowly a Friday night, late night, literally while you're having a few beverages, Lego stream. Lego close to related Lego stream. It might end up related. Mate, it might end up talking about Korean Lego Masters or the close at Big W, but our Friday night streams.
Korean Lego Masters is my territory, bro. You keep your hands off that. It's my territory.
Friday nights, just a warning, will definitely not be child friendly. So
no, yeah, because all the 7 and 8 year olds are tuning in right now, going, "Oh my god, my hero Bilsy's terrible."
don't meet your heroes,
Mummy. Bilsy said a bad word.
That's right. I'll get angry at him later when he comes around. Don't forget, people. Brick Built is coming up the 27th and 28th of May. Henry will. Did you change your name or did Bilsa?
Bilsa must have.
I didn't do that. Brick Built. We will be at Brick Built, wandering around, walking around, and Henry getting that last few minutes of fame. And obviously Snow Laner and the Finger Painter will be there. But it's insane, and what a ride Lego Masters has been, and to you boys too for pumping it 3 nights a week each week. I got to appreciate thank you guys for that one. But hey, epic finish to such a good, and I'm glad it was the reset that Lego Masters needed because it started to get a little stale. So it's definitely pumped it through the roof better than we could have thought. And we will get Scotty and Owen on to again, laugh, talk, chat about it. For those who want a good laugh, a good watch, go back and watch the end of tonight's finale and watch Henry's reaction to when Scotty got the win you won, the whole squat down in the air. But yeah, you definitely got more airtime tonight than you did for the whole season. So got to congratulate you for that one.
Yeah. Oh, snap. That's all I wanted, bro. I just wanted some airtime on the finale, man. That's all I wanted. I was doing everything to try and squeeze it out, bro.
You did good. You did brilliant.
You did good.
Absolutely loved it. And yeah, for the time it's been on. Hopefully we can keep a few of you around. We know the TV show does bring more than normal viewers. We'll be back to our nerdy ways, and hopefully some of you join it. Shout out to Reddit too. Reddit this year, we got to give mad credit for Reddit. They've given us proper love. Like we haven't
I've
got
got to go see what's going on Reddit now. I've got to go see what's going on there.
Reddit went off tonight. So for those that haven't seen it, get onto it. Reddit r/Lego Masters. There's some good threads in that one. But yeah, hey, and you know what? I'm sure. Comments. How much?
245 comments. It's like double what's usually.
Man, we peaked at 100 and something live viewers tonight. We hover around 50, 60. We hit the 100 mark tonight. So, you know, demanding. Look, see, just found out about the show from Reddit today. Reddit is like normally Reddit is toxic and eyebrow raising, but for us and the show and the stream and this, it's been really, really good. And you know, you want to keep milking that wave, but unfortunately we can't. So we'll leave it at that. Much love, and we'll spread all. Don't forget, if you're on Twitch, please hit that follow before you leave. All the follow stuff. You know, they're not full of shit when they say they count. We do love that we get a few follows and a few different things in here, and we'll see you around. Whether it's at a Lego show or back here on the streams.
We'll be back.
See you later, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.